When daytime television meets unfiltered intensity, sparks are bound to fly. That's exactly what viewers felt during a recent taping of The Kelly Clarkson Show, when world-renowned chef Gordon Ramsay appeared alongside host Kelly Clarkson. What started as a lively, playful interview quickly escalated into a fiery exchange that left the audience stunned, social media buzzing, and fans debating what really went down behind the scenes. Asterisk from the moment Ramsay stepped onto the stage. The energy was electric. Known globally for his explosive personality on shows like Hell's Kitchen and MasterChef, Ramsay carries a reputation that precedes him. But daytime television is a different arena. It's warm, it's friendly, it's built around laughter, personal stories, and feel-good moments. Clarkson, with her signature humor and charm, has built her show into a safe space for celebrities to open up. So when these two powerful personalities collided, viewers sensed something different in the air. Asterisk. The interview began on a high note. Clarkson introduced Ramsay with enthusiastic praise, highlighting his culinary empire, Michelin stars, and global restaurant success. Ramsay responded with his usual wit, joking about travel schedules, kitchen disasters, and the pressures of maintaining perfection. The audience laughed. Clarkson laughed. Everything felt normal. But then the tone shifted. Clarkson brought up the topic of criticism specifically. Ramsay's famously harsh critiques on struggling chefs. She teased him lightly about the memes, the viral moments, and the infamous shouting matches that have defined much of his television persona. At first, Ramsay smiled. He played along. But when Clarkson pressed further, asking whether he ever regretted being too harsh, or if it was all just for ratings, his expression changed. Asterisk. Ramsay leaned forward, his tone sharpening. Asterisk. He explained that what audiences see isn't cruelty for entertainment, it's passion. He spoke about standards, discipline, and the reality of professional kitchens. According to him, the pressure is real because the stakes are real. People's careers, reputations, and livelihoods are on the line. This isn't a game, he reportedly said, emphasizing that excellence demands accountability. Asterisk. Clarkson, known for asking honest questions, didn't back down. She gently suggested that modern audiences are more sensitive to aggressive leadership styles. She mentioned how workplace culture has evolved, and how younger generations often respond better to mentorship rather than intimidation. Asterisk. That's when things truly intensified. Asterisk. Ramsay pushed back strongly. He argued that resilience is built under pressure, and that the culinary world isn't softened by trends. His voice grew louder, not screaming, but undeniably forceful. The playful banter disappeared. The room felt tense. Even the studio audience seemed unsure whether to laugh or stay silent. Asterisk. At one point, Ramsay reportedly gestured emphatically, while explaining that passion should never be mistaken for disrespect. He defended his methods, stating that many chefs who trained under him have gone on to open successful restaurants and build thriving careers. If I didn't care, he implied, I wouldn't push them. Asterisk. Clarkson attempted to lighten the mood with a quick joke, referencing how even she wouldn't survive 5 minutes in one of his kitchens. The audience chuckled nervously. Ramsay cracked a brief smile, but the intensity lingered. Asterisk. The exchange sparked immediate reaction online. Clips circulated rapidly across social platforms. Some viewers praised Ramsay for standing firm, applauding his defense of high standards and traditional discipline. Others criticized what they perceived as an inability to adapt to evolving leadership norms. The debate became less about a single moment, and more about a broader cultural conversation. Asterisk. Is tough love still effective? Or is it outdated? Asterisk. Ramsay's career has long walked that fine line. On television, his outbursts have become iconic. Yet behind the scenes, many former contestants have described him as surprisingly supportive once cameras stop rolling. That duality fuels fascination and controversy. Asterisk. For Clarkson, the moment reinforced her reputation as a host, unafraid to ask real questions. She didn't attack. She didn't insult. She simply pressed for clarity. And in doing so, she created a moment of unscripted television that felt raw and authentic. Asterisk. Sources close to the production later suggested that the confrontation wasn't planned. There was no staged drama. It was simply two passionate individuals defending perspectives shaped by very different industries. Music and talk shows thrive on emotional openness and relatability. Professional kitchens thrive on precision and urgency. When those worlds collided, friction was inevitable. Asterisk. Interestingly, after the taping wrapped, reports indicated that Ramsay and Clarkson spoke privately backstage. Those present claimed the conversation ended on a respectful note. Disagreements, they acknowledged, don't have to equal hostility. Asterisk still. The televised moment left a lasting impression. Asterisk. What makes this clash so compelling isn't just raised voices. It's what it represents. Ramsay embodies an older school of mentorship, one forged in hyper-share European kitchens where mistakes could cost everything. Clarkson represents a newer era of public discourse, one centered around empathy, growth, and emotional intelligence. Neither perspective is inherently wrong, but when they meet in real time, sparks fly. Asterisk. The audience reaction in the studio reportedly shifted throughout the exchange. Early laughter gave way to attentive silence. People leaned forward. Some nodded in agreement with Ramsay's defensive standards. Others visibly reacted when Clarkson referenced modern workplace values. It was less entertainment and more live debate. Asterisk. And that's the power of unpredictable television. Asterisk. Moments like these remind viewers why they tune in, not for scripted politeness, but for authenticity. In an era where many interviews feel rehearsed, a genuine clash of ideas stands out. Asterisk. For Ramsay, the incident may ultimately reinforce his brand. He has never marketed himself as gentle. He has built an empire on intensity, excellence, and unapologetic directness. Backing down during that exchange would have felt inconsistent with the persona millions recognize. Asterisk. For Clarkson, the moment underscores her growth as a host. She balanced curiosity with composure. Even as the tension rose, she remained calm, steering the conversation without escalating it further. That balance is not easy, especially when sitting across from someone known for dominating a room. Asterisk. In the days following the broadcast, commentary flooded YouTube and entertainment blogs. Reaction channels dissected body language, tone shifts, and audience response. Some labeled it an eruption. Others described it as a passionate debate blown out of proportion. But nearly everyone agreed on one thing. It was compelling television. Asterisk. The bigger question is what viewers take away from it. Asterisk. Leadership styles continue to evolve across industries. What was once accepted without question is now examined under a new lens. Ramsay's defensive intensity raises valid points about accountability and excellence. Clarkson's perspective highlights the importance of emotional awareness and sustainable motivation. Both arguments carry weight. Perhaps the true lesson isn't about who was right. It's about dialogue. Asterisk. When strong personalities engage honestly, even heatedly, they reflect real conversations happening in workplaces, kitchens, studios, and boardrooms around the world. And sometimes, growth begins with friction. Asterisk. By the end of the segment, the tension had eased slightly. Clarkson thanked Ramsay for his candor. Ramsay, in turn, acknowledged that tough conversations are necessary. The applause that followed felt less like routine and more like relief. Asterisk. Television. History is filled with dramatic walk-offs and explosive interviews. But this moment didn't end with anyone storming out. It ended with two professionals standing their ground, and the audience left to decide where they stand. Asterisk. In a media landscape saturated with predictable content, authenticity wins. Whether viewers sided with Ramsay's unwavering standards or Clarkson's progressive questioning, they witnessed something real. And real moments are what keep audiences coming back. Because at the heart of it all, beneath the raised voices and intense expressions, was a shared truth. Both cared deeply about what they do. Passion can clash, ideas can collide, but respect, even when tested, can still remain. That's what made this confrontation unforgettable. And that's why everyone is still talking about it.